Hey, I'm Eric from Brain and Body Health. We're here with Chloe today and we're going to talk about constant neck or back pain that hasn't gone away with the usual approaches. I'm sure everyone's all heard about core stability and how important it is for back pain. So as soon as your core goes weak, so whether it's your obliques or your abs or your diaphragm or your pelvic floor, your low back muscles are going to spasm up to give you some stability to protect your spine. So that overactivation of your low back is because your low back has to do its normal job plus the job of everything else that's not working, and it gets tired and not overloaded, and then it starts to just get tighter and tighter and tighter, which is the tension that you're feeling in your low back that you're trying to massage or stretch out. So sometimes you go to Pilates or you see physio and we do the standard working on your obliques or working on your ab strength, and that fixes your back pain, which is great. If that was the case and that was the weakness with you, job's done. If you've been doing Pilates and it's not working, you're still getting back pain, you're still getting neck pain. The reason why is we're not focusing on a muscle that's overlooked with your core stability. So we've got to remember that with your core, you've got your abs, your obliques, there's a few there, and then your low back muscles, but you've also got your diaphragm, which forms the ceiling of your core, and your pelvic floor. So if you were to go to the gym and lift something really, really heavy, then you're naturally going to take a deep breath and hold your breath while you do your deadlift or your squat or whatever the case may be. You're stronger when you hold your breath. If you try and breathe normally while you're lifting heavy, you're going to hurt yourself. And that's because your diaphragm is a really important roof on your core to give you that stability that you need for lifting heavy. So when you're trying to get rid of back pain or neck pain and you're working on your core stability and it's not changing, we need to work on strengthening your diaphragm because it's the thing you've missed out. So there are a few techniques that we can look at for strengthening your diaphragm. You can either get something fancy like this from the States. It costs about $70 and it provides a lot of resistance to when you're breathing in. So the harder it is for you to breathe in, the harder your diaphragm has to work to get that breath in, which is what we need to do to strengthen up your diaphragm. So $70 thing from the States, or you can use a straw. We're just trying to create resistance to breathing in. So when you're breathing in through a straw or through one of these, it needs to be about a 5 or a 6 second in breath so that your diaphragm is really straining to get that breath in. Breathe out however you like, but then breathing in through the straw is going to be the way that's going to force your diaphragm to strengthen it up. So there's a few techniques that you can use. So the easiest one is if you're lying flat on your back, have a little bit of a knee bend, straw in your mouth, obviously, and then hands on your belly, and you want to try and focus on breathing in through your belly, through the straw, and that's going to force your diaphragm to engage a lot more to strengthen up and give you the core stability. And you should jump off the chair or the table and feel like your back is a little bit looser after doing this. Another technique that you can use, which forces your diaphragm to work a little bit harder, because this might be a bit too easy for you after a while, is if you lift your knees up and then you brace your hands against your knees and you're pushing against each other, push your spine down to the floor. This way you're creating a lot of tension through your core and your diaphragm has to work harder to push against it. So you're working on like 5 minutes of breathing this way. That's going to strengthen your diaphragm up quite a lot. Now I've mentioned neck pain a couple of times, so as soon as your core goes off, your low back's going to tighten up, but you can relax. Your diaphragm is also really important for neck pain and neck stability. So if your diaphragm's weak and you're not breathing effectively with your diaphragm, you're going to start to breathe with your accessory breathing muscles, which are these guys at the front of your neck. The tighter they get, because they're only small, they fatigue pretty quickly, but they start to get tighter and tighter and tighter, and that's going to put a lot more tension on the discs and the joints in your neck and lead to poor posture and neck pain and disc injuries and all sorts of nasty things. So diaphragm strengthening can have a big impact on constant neck or back pain if the usual tricks like strengthening up your neck or strengthening up your shoulders hasn't worked the way that it should. I hope that all makes sense. If you've got any questions, feel free to give us a buzz, 9817-6611, or drop us an email, info@brainandbodyhealth.com.au. Start strengthening that diaphragm.